WSoA and the 60 of Hirschman, top two in qualifying. Tour Type Modifieds, 35 laps, night 5 at New Smyrna Speedway for the World Series underway.
Watch the start here, Matt Hirschman. He tried to pass Anthony Nocella last night on the outside. He makes some contact with Craig Lutz going down into turn number 1. Lutz, who came on really strong in 2019 in the Wheeling Modified Tour, looks down to the inside of Hirschman now is Nocella is going to lead lap number 1.
Nocella led last night early on and was able to fend off the challenge from Hirschman. He wouldn't mind to see Hirschman get shuffled back a little bit to give him some breathing room early with Lutz in the second spot. Hirschman in third, Emmerling in fourth. NASCAR driver Ryan Priest ducking to the inside for the 4th spot.
Battle for the lead. Craig Lutz taking a look down on the inside. And, I think Matt Hirschman back in third would tell you this type of race does not fit his driving style. The John Blewett III Memorial, the Richie Evans Memorial, longer races where he can save his equipment and charge at the end are his type of races. These sprint races, at least right now, are playing in the favor of the 92 of Anthony Nocella and the 46 of Craig Lutz.
Nose to tail as they head into turn 3 with that 46 car of Craig Lutz. Driver from New York looks awful strong early on, but Nocella didn't make any major mistakes last night, never opened the door. And trying to do the same yet again tonight to start 2 for 2 at the World Series.
And Lutz ran really strong in that 46 car last year on the big tracks of New England. Thompson, Stafford. Stafford's where he actually took his first career NASCAR Wheeling Modified Tour win. He looks high. He's going to try to diamond that corner and get a run. Tucked in the draft down the back straightaway, bump drafting into turn 3.
You can see how that draft works. He gets up behind the 92, uses that opening in the air, and it makes his car go a little bit faster as the 92 in the front of the field. But once you pull out of line and look to the inside, a little tougher to get that run. As you look back in the lower right of the screen, Emmerling running in 4th, Ryan Priest running in 5th, side by side in 3 and 4.
Priest gets a good run. He got down on the apron though. Car broke loose. He has to get back in line. This racetrack in some ways, at least size-wise, is similar to Thompson Motorsports Park in Thompson, Connecticut. Thompson's 5/8 of a mile, banked similarly though. But all of these drivers, when you talk to them, say this track doesn't really race similar to Thompson.
Jimmy Blewett up the track, makes some contact with the 83 of Mike Willis. It's for the 7th position. Blewett yesterday had an engine issue. They pulled the engine, changed to a backup, didn't qualify very well, started deeper in the pack, made some good moves through the field tonight trying to do the same. He's running in the 7th position.
Blewett, a 5-time World Series champion. 4 of those came in SK Modified, which no longer run here, but he has won one Series championship in the World Series. Driving that 21 car, the Trump for President 2020 machine, owned by Joe Bertuccio.
Brad Van Houten in that sharp 09 car, running ahead of Blewett. Blewett closes that gap, drives so hard into the corners here at New Smyrna Speedway. Able to close the gap. The car sticks to the bottom. And he makes his move, still in the 7th spot. He started 10th tonight in the 21. So Nocella leads the way. Lutz runs in 2nd, and Hirschman runs in 3rd. You talked about Hirschman earlier being a long-distance runner and so good at the end of races. Last night came on at the end of the race. Tonight kind of faded back here early on. We'll see if he comes on later in this race.
Battle right now between the 58 of Eric Goodale and the 32 of Tyler Ripkema. They race for 12th down the back straightaway.
Goodale started in the 12th position. Right now running there in 12th as Ripkema's on the bottom of the racetrack. Whoa! And into the wall. Contact made right in front of them.
Kyle Ebersol.
Yeah, Ebersol with sparks flying. Looks like going to be able to keep it in the right direction, though. Fortunate break for Ebersol.
Anthony Cecily into 16. He rides 14th. Tommy Catalano in the 54. Last year, his first season in the NASCAR Wheeling Modified Tour. He rides 15th as they go back into turn number 1. Ebersol up in the front of this pack as Catalano taking a look at the inside. That's going to open up the inside for 2-time SMRS Modified champion Jeremy Gerstner.
The leader, the 92, Anthony Nocella, building up a little bit of an advantage. About a half second over Craig Lutz. Matt Hirschman runs in third. Hirschman's faded a lot more than I would have expected him to at this point. As that battle continues, fourth and fifth, Priest cannot get around Emmerling.
Back into turn number 1. That's the race right now for fourth. Patrick Emmerling trying to hold off Ryan Priest. Couple of cars together over in turn 2.
Good news is able to stay green. Cars in the right direction right now as Nocella in the 92 car continues to lead. And now he slows coming off of turn 2 as the field is slowed for a yellow. A car is stopped on the inside of the back straightaway right around the halfway mark of this race. 1 lap from halfway.
And that was where we were watching those cars around 15th. I know Tommy Catalano in the...
Before Nocella started to pull away after the car got some more heat in the tires. 18 to go, green back out. Nocella's led all the way so far. Can he lead 18 more to go 2 for 2 to start the week?
Yeah, I don't know about restarting on the outside as he and Lutz make some contact. Lutz was trying to force him up the track a little bit. Now that's going to allow Patrick Emmerling to go around Matt Hirschman. Looks up to the outside of Craig Lutz. And remember, on that initial start, Matt Hirschman did not get a good start on the outside, but it works out for Anthony Nocella. And as we watch this battle for second,
side by side, and it was close racing for second and third. And as they race side by side, Nocella able to get a little bit of distance put between himself and the rest of the field. Right now, Hirschman boxed in, Priest boxed in, close racing, second, third on back.
Oh, they are touching Nerf bars just a little bit there in turn 1. As they go back down the back straightaway, Hirschman trying to get in a draft there with Emmerling, but Lutz strong on the inside. Anthony Nocella loving this right now as he looks at this great race for second. Now in his rearview mirror, they make more contact into turn 1.
And that's going to help Lutz pull the position. Look at Hirschman. All of a sudden, this race going a little bit longer the distance. He's able to move up into the third spot. Car looks to be hooked up now. Is it go time for Big Money Matt? To the inside for the runner-up spot.
See if Craig Lutz can distance himself from Matt Hirschman. He's not really getting off of the corners as well, though. He gets a good run down the straightaways, but looks like Hirschman from the center off, that's where he's able to make ground up in the 60 car.
Hirschman kind of laid back a little bit early in the race, which doesn't surprise any of us. It's kind of his driving style as he peeks to the inside of Lutz for the number 2 spot. Going to be 12 to go this time for Nocella.
Look at the power that 46 car has, though, coming off the corner. When he punches the gas, he's able to distance, and Matt Hirschman is going to have to get set up just right. Again, he gets the run that he needs in turn 2 to look at that 46 car pulling down the back straightaway.
Can't pull it off once he gets out of the draft where he's behind the 46 of Lutz. He loses momentum, can't keep it up on that inside line as he has to pinch the car. Leading the way and trying to extend it is Nocella, and his lead is up to 1+.
That's the biggest lead he's had all night, and I think if you'd have asked anybody here if you thought Anthony Nocella would win the first 2 nights for the Tour Type Modifieds, we got a big wreck here out of turn number 4. Look at the damage there on J.R. Bertuccio's car. Ryan Priest involved. Look at the right front on Bertuccio's Gershow recycling machine.
Saw one of the first cars at coming to green. We're going to do it this time. 10 laps remaining. Make it 11. 24 officially completed. 11 to go. Nocella does not get a good restart. Lutz slightly ahead as they enter turn 1. Up the track into the 4th lane, and that's why you didn't want it. You know, you wouldn't have taken the outside lane.
That's exactly why I didn't think Anthony Nocella should restart on the outside. Now, Matt Hirschman going to take a peek to the inside of Lutz. We saw that several times during the last green flag run, but Lutz just has a lot of horsepower underneath the hood of that 46 car.
And you can imagine Nocella is not happy right now. Looked to be on his way to victory, and now he's starting to rally. He's in third. He's angry, and he's coming to the front, trying to battle with the top 2. Leading the way is Lutz. Hirschman runs in second. Hirschman for the lead off of turn 2. Opens the outside lane.
Yep. Watch Nocella there. And you know what? He should be mad, but I'll promise you one thing. He learned a lesson there for the rest of the week as he gets a good run underneath Hirschman going back into turn one. Now, can he pull it off on the bottom?
He goes up the banking a little bit, loses a little bit of momentum. Pretty good run he had at them. Going to be 7 laps to go this time with 28 complete. Top 2 running nose to tail.
That 46 car is really strong on the straightaways, but I'd say as far as, and there's a little bit of contact, as far as average speed goes, he's probably the slowest of these 3 cars.
Lutz, Hirschman, Nocella, first, second, and third. Lutz trying to hang on for the victory.
You want to know who the fastest of those 3 cars is? I still think it's the 92 car.
I think you're right. Hirschman, the longer the race goes, usually the better he gets, and his move comes usually at a great time. Last night, it was about a half lap too late, and he came up just short at the finish line.
These guys are going to have to not be so polite. It's the only way that they're going to be able to make a move around the driver in front of them. Craig Lutz had to do that to Anthony Nocella. He didn't go over the line. He did what he had to do to get leading, and I think that's what Hirschman and Nocella are going to have to do. And again, Nocella took a peek up to the outside of Matt Hirschman. Might have gotten to the back of him a little bit there.
I think he did, and then it caused the 92 car of Nocella to get loose. It actually backed the 60 car of Hirschman up, and he's going to set up another run at Lutz. 3 laps to go. Lutz trying to pick up the World Series win.
It may actually work out for Hirschman in a weird way because he's got that gap. He's going to get the run, and if he can time the run right, he may be able to get enough underneath Lutz coming off the corner.
And Hirschman's car is so good in the middle of the corners right now. He closed that gap up mightily in the middle of 3 and 4.
He's going to have to pop him or try to do a slide job here in one of these corners.
Just loses that momentum. He locks up the left front a little bit going into 3. He's better coming off of 4, goes to the bottom, the work around traffic that gets out of the way. Final lap for Craig Lutz.
These guys are taking advantage of Matt Hirschman's, clean running here. And I don't know if it's going to work off for Hirschman again tonight. Here comes Craig Lutz out of turn 4, checkered flag in the air, and he's going to take the Tour Type Modified win here on night 5 at the World Series. Craig Lutz took a gamble and made the most of it. He took his shot whenever he had to on Anthony Nocella, and it worked out, as he'll take his first World Series win of 2020. For the second night in a row, Matt Hirschman will take the win or finish in second, and Anthony Nocella is going to finish third. So unofficially, the Tour Type Modified points should be tied with Hirschman and Nocella. Good run for Mike Willis in the car number 83. He'll finish 4th, and Brad Van Houten will come home in 5th. Great run for the Miller Place New York driver Craig Lutz as he prepares to climb out in victory lane, and we turn it down trackside now to Adam Mackey.
Craig Lutz in victory lane, winning the second night of action for the Tour Type Modifieds tonight. Gets ready to climb out from behind the wheel. A field of Tour Type Modifieds mixed with young and veteran drivers, and Lutz gets out in victory lane. One of the younger drivers in our modifieds here during this week at New Smyrna Speedway as he claims victory. Craig Lutz, very good run for you tonight, picking up a win at the World Series. How does that feel?
Oh, it's huge, to come down to Florida, you race against the best of the best. Just so grateful for this opportunity. Got the best car owner imaginable. This one's a little extra special between me and my dad. This car was out of our garage. I got an awesome team. Part of my tour guys came, part of my guys at home supporting us on the TV and checking in all the time. So wasn't pretty, but we got the job done.
Anthony Nocella was very fast again for the second night in a row. You restarted inside of him once. He was able to beat you off of turn number 2. You did it again, 11 laps to go that time. You went in a little harder. You guys went up the track, bumped a little bit, and then you came out in front. Was that kind of the plan?
No, you're stuck on the bottom. You don't have much you could do except try to beat the guy into turn 1. So, short track racing, we got Nerf bars we rub, and we both ended up, down here on the podium, and it's an awesome day.
Craig Lutz, awesome day, awesome night. Wins on the second night for the Tour Type Modifieds as we work back.